Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Ranking Member, for holding this important hearing, and thank you, Administrator, for coming and visiting with us today. So like millions of Americans and the members of this committee, we were so proud watching the entire NASA team on the successful completion of the Artemis II mission, and I congratulate you and congratulate all of NASA. So I represent a district on the South Shore of Long Island in New York, and it has been the proud to power America's space program. The original lunar module, Eagle, was built on Long Island, and we are home to Brookhaven National Laboratory and leading universities like Hofstra, Stony Brook, Malloy, and Adelphi. That is part of the reason why I passed an amendment to the Bipartisan NASA Reauthorization Act during this committee's markup to expand research and technology consortia like the successful Lunar Surface Innovation Consortium. So, Administrator, you've laid out ambitious plans to expand NASA's capabilities. Would you be willing to work with my office to find ways that we can strengthen the research and technology consortia regions like we have on Long Island?
Thank you, Congresswoman. I absolutely would welcome those conversations. I think it takes the contributions of the best and brightest from across the nation, even the world, to help us succeed in the undertakings that we have underway right now, like returning to the moon and building a moon base. And I absolutely have a great appreciation for the history in Long Island and Grumman. In fact, when I'm often asked the question about, do you need a NASA anymore when you have some of these industry players, I point back to we never went alone. Grumman, in fact, built the lunar module at the time, and also, I think, arguably the greatest fighter aircraft in history. So,
thank you. I appreciate that. So as you may know, the NASA Authorization Act of 2022 directed NASA to research and develop new technologies to reduce aircraft noise. This is something that I hear about quite a bit. My district on Nassau County faces unacceptable levels of noise pollution from JFK Airport and LaGuardia Airport, which are two of the busiest airports in the country. So I'm wondering if you could give us an update on how the progress is being made in those studies, provide us maybe with a report, and if you will commit to continuing NASA's cleaner, quieter airplanes research, because it would be much appreciated by folks in my district.
Yes, ma'am. So I'd say broadly in aeronautics that, somebody with decades of business background myself, I do try and scrutinize a lot of the investment that we put into, co-industry development efforts and question at times, is this something that NASA should be funding because it's it's radical evolution of airframe and propulsion design, or is this something that industry should be doing because for competitive forces this helps them sell a quieter or more efficient engine? And I think there's examples of both that I've found. Some that we absolutely should be putting more resource into, and some that I don't necessarily agree with because I don't necessarily know it funds the future in airframe and propulsion design that we should look at. But with respect to, say, if X-59 specifically, our quiet supersonic demonstrator, we've taken great action to get it in gear. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, that's a program that's nearly double its original cost estimates and had flown once when I was confirmed into this position and wasn't planning to fly again for some time as it went through maintenance, which was kind of concerning as a pilot right after its first flight. And now it's flying all the time. In fact, it was flying throughout almost the entire Artemis II operation, which I was really pleased with. So we are accelerating the timelines to get to the data that you're looking for, which is get through the envelope expansion phase, start flying over cities, measuring the sound from the sonic boom, and using that to inform future faster airframe and quieter airframe design. So that's on track right now.
Well, that's great to hear. And you mentioned throughout your testimony that about the private-public partnership and working with people in the private sector. So I have spoken to many airline, I'm on the aviation subcommittee as well. I speak to many airline industry professionals and talk about the ways we can incentivize them to develop the technology to quiet down our skies, and wondering if there is some outreach and connection between what you're doing over at NASA with the aviation sector to try to work together and take advantage of different opportunities to share research.
Yes, ma'am. So we are, I can tell you this as the big A, the first A in NASA, this is an area that I have a great appreciation for. And believe me, I want nothing more than to see the Aeronautics division inside NASA back to its what I would call its glory days of decades past, doing like almost the unimaginable, because I think in between rocket launches, a cool X-plane is a great way not only to learn, but also inspire the next generation. And I've been challenging industry. Please don't give us the proposals on how to squeak out 3% more fuel efficiency out of your 30-year-old engine. You should just do that as a good business. Bring us, you know, the crazy designs. Talk to us about the engine that's going to ensure America is 2 generations ahead of our rivals across the Pacific, whether that's in fuel efficiency, performance, noise, airframe design, just the same. And we've got an RFI out actually right now out of our Aeronautics division, specifically challenging industry to bring us those kind of proposals so we can team up.
Excellent. Thank you. My time is expired, so I yield back. Thank you, Chairman.